The language debate is intensifying in southern states once again, with Tamil Nadu Chief Minister even raising the issue of delimitation while targeting the centre. Leading the charge against the centre, MK Stalin has accused the centre of imposing Hindi on southern states, especially Tamil Nadu. He says that he and his cadre will fight against the attempt to Sanskritize Tamil Nadu. But that's not all. He also says that the delimitation exercise is a sword dangling over Tamil Nadu. In a strongly worded letter to DMK cadre, he's also said that all South Indian states would suffer and the process would penalize the states that have managed population well and ensured development. Now, the centre soon countered this narrative, with Home Minister Amit Shah asserting that no South Indian state will face the brunt of the delimitation process. So is language and delimitation just being used as a political ploy to divide and pander to parochialism? Or is there more than what meets the eye? And let's introduce our panel for the show. With us is Tom Vadakar, national spokesperson of the BJP. Joining us is Karan Verma. He's an author. Shekhar Ayyar, senior journalist, is with us here in the studio. Also with us is Salem Dhanidharan, who's a spokesperson of the DMK. With us is Madhav Narayan, senior journalist. Dr. Pulla Rao, political analyst, is with us. Gaurav Chacha is national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. And Dr. Nimi Rastogi is spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Before we open this up for debate, let's take a quick look at the first point that we are discussing at this point of time. How the two language policies, the NPE 1968 and the NEP 2020 compare. As far as the NPE 1968 is concerned, as far as the Hindi states, Hindi, English and one southern language was proposed. In the NEP, two languages should be native to India is what is proposed in the NEP. There was earlier in 68 a proposal of non-Hindi states where Hindi, English and the regional languages proposed. Now the choice is of the states, regions and students in terms of what should be implemented. Non-Hindi states in 68 was Hindi, English and regional language, which meant that Hindi and English are compulsory. 2020, what the centre is saying is that there is no language that is compulsory at this point of time. Let's open this up for debate, and let me take it across first to Salem Dhanidharan. Salem Dhanidharan, the first point of contention is that by saying that Hindi is compulsory, your party is misleading, says the centre and the BJP. No language is compulsory. Why are you saying that Hindi is being imposed?
So I'll have 4 points why the whole thing opened up. The NEP came some years back. Did we keep protesting? Why did we start protesting against NEP? When funds that were supposed to be released for Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, 2,150 crores, were not released to Tamil Nadu. Was it not released only to Tamil Nadu? No, it was not released to any major opposition ruled states. Kerala, Delhi and West Bengal. And these were the states that were also performing well in outcomes related to Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. When my chief minister wrote and protested, they said, we are not giving you the money because you have not signed an MOU for NEP. Now the question is, we have already said that we will never implement NEP in the beginning itself, and then it was not enforced. But now you are linking A to B, which are not related, which is against travesty to the democracy and constitution of this land, because both are not related. Okay. In the future, why won't the union government come and say, we won't release money for any centrally sponsored scheme unless you make Hindi the working language of state government offices in Tamil Nadu, hypothetically, right? Why won't such situation happen? This is the start. But one more important, we oppose NEP for 4 reasons. I'll tell you the 4 reasons. The first and foremost, we are profoundly against a centrally sponsored scheme itself, because you can't have one tailor-made solution for all states across this country, because states in this country are profoundly diverse. For example, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh only do as well as sub-Saharan Africa on some metrics. Tamil Nadu, Kerala does as well as Eastern European countries or Western European countries in some metrics. So for when there is profound diversity in outcomes or in socio-economic metric, how can you have one scheme?
Okay, secondly, we'll go point by point. Let's first get to the point. You're linking Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan with NEP, which is not required. Why are you doing so? Because that is what has sparked up this controversy in the first place. Tom Vadakar, respond to Salem Dhanidharan.
The whole concept of cooperative federalism is about tailoring to the national need. It is not, NEP was not focused just on Tamil Nadu, it was across pan-India. Let's get that very straight. And what does it say? It clearly says you have a choice of picking up the language you want. And trying to create a situation where you had a situation in 68 where it was compulsory, 86 it was compulsory, you protested, and today you are sitting as partners with the same political party that forced you onto it. Today what do we have? We have a government led by our Honorable Prime Minister, who says that historical, cultural languages needs to be promoted. He took it to the UN. Have you heard of any Prime Minister promoting Tamil language the way he did? And unfortunately, what do? They have 40 schools running under the CBSE syllabi. And who's running it? Interestingly, part of the DMK functionary, political leaders, and even relatives of the Chief Minister.
Right.
I'm not going into specifics on this, but let me also add to this. This whole business of Hindi was started in 1918 by Mahatma Gandhi. Dakshina Bharat Hindi Prachar Sabha. Are they also saying that they're against Mahatma Gandhi?
Apart from the language issue, which has several other aspects, is the issue of delimitation that has now come up. Clearly, of course, MK Stalin coming out to say that delimitation affects South India. Amit Shah, Union Home Minister, saying that DMK is raising issues to confuse the public. Let's bring in the next set of statements on this. It penalizes states with development and that have worked for population control, says MK Stalin. Siddaramaiah also chipping in on that regard. Amit Shah coming out to say that no injustice to Tamil Nadu is being done. Tamil Nadu can lose up to 8 seats is the question that has been raised by MK Stalin. Amit Shah says that delimitation will not reduce seats. Now this is as far as the face of is concerned, also going on to say that they need a fair approach to federalism. Southern states will get a fair share is what the Union Home Minister has said. Let's quickly take a look at delimitation itself and the possible scenarios that we're looking at. If we can quickly bring that on the screen as well. There are 2 possible scenarios that we all know. One is of course a situation where in fact, the total number of seats is increased to 248 based on population projection. And this is, of course, where states such as UP, Bihar and Rajasthan will be amongst the highest gainers because it will go up from 80 to 143, etc. States such as Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Kerala and Karnataka would be amongst the biggest losers because their number of seats would only go up from 39 to 49, 42 to 54. Kerala remains at 20, Karnataka 28 to 41. And this is the most likely scenario that we're talking about. Let me quickly bring in some of our panelists on this. Is it a fair point? Tom Vadagan, let me start with you itself. Because here the South Indian states are saying, look, we've done well to control our population, but we are being penalized for that. How will the centre make up for it?
Look, I think nobody but the Home Minister of this country has gone on record clearly stating that Tamil Nadu is not going to suffer on this count. And what the Tamil Nadu government is suffering is not the seats, but the seats that they will get because of the lack of governance, the law and order situation and the various other corruption deals.
Okay.
That is where the worry is, not the delimitation.
That's the worry, and it's just a political issue that's being hyped up. Your response?
Back in the national elections, we swept the polls. First time ever a party after 30 years winning three elections in a row. But having said that, what is delimitation? Delimitation is redrawing the constituencies based on population. Why was it frozen in 1976 by Indira Gandhi? Because she wants to incentivize the state that honor the one-child policy of the union government then. 2001, the same thing was done. So basically, Prime Minister himself, as last year said, delimitation will happen. But delimitation is redrawing constituencies for fixed population, which means states that were good in population control or having lower total fertility rate, TFR, will suffer. That is, Tamil Nadu has TFR of 1.8, some states in Kerala has 1.6, some states in North have about 3, right? So which means that we will suffer. So what my Chief Minister is saying is not that absolute number won't reduce if you increase the total number of parliamentarians. What will reduce is proportionally the seats that are represented by parties from south of India will reduce. For example, 25% of MPs represent the parliament from south. Now delimitation happens, they'll reduce to 16%. Okay. Which means it's possible for the BJP to rule the country only by getting 90% of the seats in 6 states. Handful of states. That is the problem.
They will lose elections. That's a huge problem. Losing elections is a huge issue.
That will distract country. I'll tell you why. Because only when 6 states will send a government, remaining 20 odd states are left out, right? What will happen is there will be deficit in democracy. People start protesting. Historically, what has shown, when people's mandate are not reflected in voice of the government, eventually they will start to protest.
There will be a deficit in democracy. Few states will control the entire country.
So just one fact, Madhav, and I'll ask my friend, how fair is it that Tamil Nadu has a population of 7 crores and it has 40 seats in the parliament? And Rajasthan, which has a population more than Tamil Nadu, almost 8 crores, almost comparable, it has only 25 seats. Or Uttar Pradesh, which has a population of 25 crores, has just 80 seats in proportion. So our friend here, what he wants is that it should be our way. We don't care about proportion. We don't care about metrics. And another
But
thing.
what he's saying is the
look at
population is
brazenness.
71, which is the base here. That is proportionate to that.
So
That's the
how
number
is
of
it
seats.
proportional? How is it proportional?
As for the base here, 71, because it was
As per
frozen
the-
by Indira Gandhi.
so
That's
in
the point they're
19
making.
one second,
Karan, the simple point that they are making is
No,
that
let me
we were,
just-
once again, my question is, they are saying, the DMK and Mr. Siddharabhai and all of them are saying, is that we were successful in controlling our population. Now we are being penalized for it. Respond to that point.
They are not being penalized. There was always a constitutional mandate of having a delimitation exercise after the census. It was temporarily stopped by Indira Gandhi by the 42nd Amendment in 1976, which should have never happened. It happened during emergency. And it kept a freeze on it till 2001. But there is a constitutional mandate for it, and rightly so.
Okay.
If you've managed population well, good enough. But that doesn't mean you have a disproportionate advantage in the larger democracy of our country.
But where is the disproportionate advantage going? Madhav Narayan, one by one, please. One by one. Madhav Narayan.
Let me put it in simple English. Delimitation has limitations. Qualitative approach and quantitative approach have problems. You know, qualitative means how many educated people, what is the state of education. Allama Iqbal famously said in Urdu, Jamhuriyat, democracy ऐसा खेल का नाम है जिसमें सर गिने जाते हैं तुले नहीं जाते. Heads are counted but not weighed in a democracy. So, but we are also a federal system. Cooperative federalism is the state of play. Therefore, we need to bring together the quantitative and qualitative elements. I'm speaking as a consensus person because I'm a southern Indian brought up in the north like you, Madhav. We share not just the name, but it's important that we arrive at a consensus in which a simple head count.
Yeah.
Sir ko gilna nahi, tolna bhi chahiye.